Just a couple of hours ago, I did a YouTube live and someone came into my live chat and told me, "Hey, what's up, Wounded Viking? I just wanted to let you know that my cousin just died. He absolutely loved your videos and he would talk about you and your channel all the time. And now every time that I see you on my YouTube feed, I have to think of him. So I just wanted to come in here and tell you that." And that person telling me that really helped put things into perspective again. And I wanted to talk about that today because it also reminded me of something that happened to me when I was in the hospital. I remember maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I was in the hospital for one of my many surgeries, and at the time I had a roommate. In Belgium, it's like, unless you have a private healthcare insurance type of thing, you're always going to have to share your room. And if you want to get a room for yourself, it's incredibly expensive. So naturally, I always had roommates. So this was an older man who also had cancer, and he used to annoy the hell out of me. Like, I hated him. I was always complaining about him because I considered him to be a pain in the ass. I remember every time I had visitors come over, he would complain about, you guys are talking too loud, making too much noise. We were there in the middle of summer. It was super hot. Every time I would crack open the window, he would start complaining that the drought was too much for him. And I was just like, dude, like, this is a nightmare. I didn't like him. I had no type of connection with him. And I vividly remember not having any type of sympathy towards him or his situation. I was also suffering from cancer, so I guess that was the great equalizer at the time. And I was just like, why you gotta be so annoying? So needless to say, we didn't really speak much at all. We always get the curtain in between our two beds closed. And then I remember one day, his doctor came in to talk to him, and what they do is they close the curtain so that you have privacy, but obviously you can hear everything because you're right there, and it's just like a thin curtain. And the doctor told him that the recent scans they had done were quite bad. And he was basically telling him, like, look, it's not looking good, and we're probably going to stop chemo. Now, in the case of cancer, when they're trying to stop chemo prematurely, usually that's not a good sign because it means that it's not working. So they basically told him, like, at this stage, we're going to focus more on prolonging the time you have left instead of really looking at it from a we're going to cure you point of view. And then when the doctor left, I remember there being this, really crazy type of silence and energy in the room. Like, it sucked all life outside of the room. And I remember opening the curtain and chatting with him because in this moment I forget all about my stupid little things that annoyed me about him. And it made me to realize how self-absorbed I had been and how I hadn't shown any empathy or understanding for his situation. So, we started chatting, we started talking, and he was telling me, like, man, I want to go home and go sit in my backyard and watch my birds. He told me he would count the birds that would be in his backyard. And I remember us just, chatting and connecting in that moment and having a laugh. And then a couple of days passed, and I remember I was wheeled off to get a scan done. And when I came back, he was gone. And I asked the nurse, like, what's up? Like, what happened? Where, is he having surgery or what's going on? And that's when she told me that he had died, that he had passed away. And that day I learned a very valuable lesson that I am now also realizing I have forgotten over and over again. And that's the thing about us human beings. We're so quick to forget the things that we have learned. Like, things happen, bad things happen, they put things in perspective, but then we're so quick to just kind of like forget about it. I guess it's a gift and a curse at the same time. It's a very good thing that us human beings are able to move on as quickly as we usually can. But at the same time, it's also a curse because it makes it so hard for us to make a permanent change in our perspective, in the way that we live our lives. And far too often we're so quick to throw away the lessons that we have learned just to go back to our behavior before we learned that lesson. Like anytime someone passes away, I feel like people stand still for a minute, literally a minute, and it's kind of like, oh, it reminds you of what's important in life, and then a couple of weeks later, we are right back to the nonsense. And I am definitely no exception to that. So I wanted to thank the person that came in today. I think your name was Jesse, to tell me about your cousin. I wanted to thank you for helping me regain some perspective. I promise I'm going to try to hold on to this idea, this thought, this state of mind as long as I can. But I know that after some time, I'll go back to focusing on nonsense again and going to war with NGTOW guys and having internet YouTube beefs. So the point I'm trying to make is I'm trying to grow, and I'm making this video as much for you as I am making it for myself. So anyone that is right now going through some things where they're really upset about something superficial or materialistic, I just want to kind of like give you that emotion, give you that feeling, give you that reminder of what truly matters. One day you're here, next day you're gone. And we should try to keep that in mind as much as we can. That being said, I don't think I ever did this, so I'm going to do it now. You never know what might happen tomorrow. I don't even know what's going to happen in the next hour. So I want to take this time to say thank you to every single person that has ever watched one of my videos, that has ever wrote me a comment, whether that be good or bad. Like, at the end of the day, I appreciate anyone that has taken the time out of their day to let me know how they feel about me and acknowledge me, really. So I just want to say thank you to all of you people, all of you guys, and I want to encourage you to really take a good look around at the people around you and give them their flowers when they can still smell them. I know it's a cliche, but those people are all we got, really. All this other stuff, man, is just for show. That's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Jesse, for telling me about your cousin. I hope you guys can move past it as soon, and mourn the loss together. I wish you a lot of strength in this hard time, and know that I'll be thinking of you from time to time. That's the truth. So, thank you for watching. I'm about to wrap up this day and take a shower and go to bed. Alright. It's your boy Wounded Viking. Check it out.